Welcome back, Warframe players. Alright, I thought I'd show everybody how to make a Vauban build so that you can go and do some solo runs on Hieracon. I'm not going to push for anything too hard, anything too unrealistic. We're going to stick with, say, just hitting 1100 Cryotic. And yeah, the reason why we want to do this is obviously key farming, and you also get some good Endo or core farming for the older players. And let's face it, killing infested is a lot of fun. Alright, I am going to cheat a bit and use my Tonkel, but let me first show you the Vauban build itself. I'm using Vauban Prime, which means I only had to put in 2 former in order to get this build going. And yes, you'll see that it is a fairly balanced build. I don't have any of the corrupted mods set aside. By going with a balanced build, it means that I can capture a decent amount of enemies in, and I have a decent amount of range and a decent amount of efficiency. You can do this with regular Vauban as well. Perhaps I'll show a follow-up video on that if I get enough likes on this one, and how to do it with normal Vauban. And yeah, so this is basically it. I want enough power strength, because remember, power strength for Vauban, I'm going to be using Bastille, and power strength lets me capture a few more people per Bastille, so it kind of works as an efficiency thing. It means I don't have to double it up the whole time. And just good old redirection vitality, not doing any funny quick thinking builds on this. This is really just a straightforward run-of-the-mill balanced build to get it done. When we look at the weapon, we need something with a lot of damage, so Tonkel is a good bet to go for. I do have 7 form in this Tonkel. I didn't realize it put that much. I must have changed something around. And yeah, I'm going for straight damage with the Corrosive Blast build. The Corrosive Blast is great for taking out the heavy ancients, and that's really the smaller things. It doesn't really matter because we're doing so much damage. Even if they're immune, well, even if they have resistance, we're going to kill them anyway. Yeah, so this is just straightforward damage. We've got a good crit chance with a good crit multiplier, so yeah, it does pretty damn well. Vauban Hieracon, I'm actually going to switch this out for my Sonic Core. The Sonic Core does decent damage, but it's also mini CC, because when you hit things, they kind of fly around a bit. And this build here, I have 5 former in it. We're going for the basic standards, always have Hornet Strike and Lethal Torrent in there. Barrel Diffusion as well gives you a very high. You see you have 60 as well as 120, so 180% multi-shots. That means we are almost always getting 3 hits per bullet. Magnum Force just for flat damage, and then again I'm going for blast damage, which is fun, and Toxin. This is more because I sometimes use this same build to go take out both Grenier and Corpus, and I find Toxin Blast is, you know, it's a decent all-round thing. I'm just bringing along the Sapa, don't really need a melee weapon to be honest, and Carrier just to help me keep energy going. Okay, I'm going to load up Hieracon, and I'm going to show you how well this does. Remember, I'm not going to be using the number 4 ability. I'm going to be focusing on using Bastille to defend the target and capture things, so the Tonkel becomes even better. Alrighty, I'll show you the Sonic Core up and get to the target, just so you can see how much fun it is. Oh, we're at the target. That was very lucky. When I first get here, I do just drop an energy restore just to build up a bit of energy at first. I do have max rank Xenuric, so as soon as that is running, then energy is not a problem. Okay, one thing I do is I never overcharge the excavator, the extractors. That's because if we come back to this area, it's nice to have a few power cells already laid down, especially later on if you do take this to like 2k and above where things start getting very manic. It really helps a lot just to have these things lying on the ground. So the only time I will overcharge, you know, adding more than you need, is if the extractor gets damaged and I just need to buffer the shields a bit. We have 10 seconds. I don't have to wait 10 seconds. I can actually leave at about 25 seconds because my Bastille has 27 seconds duration. So I could just drop Bastille and start running off at about 25 seconds.
Extraction is available if you choose.
Okay, one thing you'll see that I do is I usually put down 2 Bastilles and a bit away from each other. So they do cross over in the middle around the extractor, and that's so if things do get through. Like let's say the one flypaper gets too stuck and mobs get through, they get stopped before they get to the middle. It's only if both sides are too full that I start having an issue. It does cost a little more, but it's a good habit to get into, especially in team play when you can't really trust everybody that you're playing with. I find if you use overextended, then the drop in power strength means that you end up having to cast this thing twice anyway. Time to show you the Tonko. See, we have some nice people that are bunching up here. Tonko just takes out piles of them at a time. You don't need to use the vortex to get a lot of damage out of the Tonko. The Bastille is fine, doubles up a CC, covers a wider area. Alright, and look at that, we can just drop this and move on over to the next. Always pick up a core on the way. It just makes life easier when you get there, especially if you don't have enough mobs spawning. It doesn't always happen, but sometimes they spawn in a funny room and it takes them forever to get there. It just saves a bit of time. Alright guys, I'm going to cut it there, otherwise you're just going to be watching me play this game. Which I don't think many of you do want to just sit and watch, but that is basically how awesome Vauban is. Don't worry about using the fourth ability in this map. Try to have enough efficiency and just push 3 and 3, and there we go. I've got my Zenuric max level, so that gives me 4, and I'm also getting another 0.6 from my energy siphon, so it's almost 5 per second. There you can see my energy going up. And this is where people in parties love me, because it means that I can pretty much lock down an entire map quite easily and keep everything defended. Another reason why I use 2 instead of just 1 around the target is these bastards, these carriers. These guys, with the new updates, they now have a ranged attack and it does a fair amount of damage. I find if your Bastille is too close, they sit on the edge and they just keep potting you on the inside. If you give enough distance, they're still close enough for you to kill with your Tonko, and for you to go up and get power cells, but you're out of range of those guys' ranged attacks. With this kind of balanced build, you should easily be able to get to about 1,000 on your own, and it is kind of fun. If you want to push yourself, then go for about 2k on your own, and if you really want to push yourself, bring something a little less OP than a 7 format Tonko. Thanks again for watching, guys. Please like and subscribe, give me some love. Let me make some more videos for you. If you have any questions or want to see a review on any of the Warframes, just let me know. I've got just about everything the game has to offer, and most of it has a whole bunch of forms as well. And yeah, I'm a late game player. I hit that sort of mob level 300-400 stage, so I can definitely help you get there as well. So yeah, like, subscribe, leave a question in the comments, and have a great day. StevieB signing out.